that a woman who was swept away up there ended up here. Let's get right to that video so you can see what happened at around 8 o'clock this morning after the girl was swept all the way from Ingram all the way to Center Point, Texas. The homeowner here says he went out on his deck and he saw, and he heard somebody screaming for help. And when he came out on his deck, he had to look way across the river. And when he did, he looked into the trees and he saw this woman being sheltered by a huge cypress tree. One limb had already been ripped off and another was about to be ripped off, but she had been in the tree for several hours at that point already, because she was swept out of her campground, out of her tent at 4 o'clock in the morning. And so he heard her screaming. He came out here. He started calling back to her. He said, "I hear you. I see you." He called for help. He didn't have any luck getting response from 911. So he actually went down the street, flagged down a law enforcement person, said, "Hey, there's a girl in a tree over here." They sent boats. They sent a couple of boats. They had to figure out a way to get the boats down to river level. And of course, the river was still high at that point. They got to her and she had to drop into the boat, because by the time the boat got here, the water had receded 10 or 12 feet. They say she jumped from that tree and face planted into that rescue boat, and they were able to bring her back to shore. Now, the tragedy here is that this young lady was swept away with family members. When she left here, she didn't know the fate of her family members, her mom, her dad, and other relatives that were swept away. They tried to get away in a car and they were swept away from far upstream in Ingram, Texas. So the homeowner here says that after they got this girl out of the boat, they brought her up here into the house. The firefighters, the paramedics checked her vitals. She had a few bumps and bruises, and they said that was amazing because she had gone over 4 dams and been dropped. She told them the story of fighting refrigerators, dodging recreational vehicles as she traveled down that long 20-mile stretch of being wiped away. So when she got here, she was checked out by the paramedics. She had a few bumps and bruises, a few scrapes, but the medics had to go on. The rescue personnel had to go on. So they left her here in this home with the lovely neighbors who heard her call for help and responded.